Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the gaming review, battery drain test and the heat test of the OnePlus Nord 4. Guys, before we get started, please hit the like button or dislike button, it really helps the channel a lot. In India, OnePlus Nord 4 starts at 30,000 rupees and after discounts you can get it at 27,000 rupees for 8 plus 128GB model, and the next variant is priced at 30,000 rupees for the same 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. With that said, there is a difference between both phones. 128GB variant comes with UFS 3.1 storage and 256GB variant comes with UFS 4.0 storage. UFS 4.0 is definitely much faster. It opens applications faster. When you're transferring data, once again it's faster. And there are many places where it is much more faster than the UFS 3.1. So guys, if you're planning to play heavy games like Genshin Impact, Call of Duty, Withering Waves, then you should definitely get the 256GB variant. If you're a normal user who plays games like Candy Crush, then yes, 128GB variant is also pretty good. Now these are the rest of the specifications. It comes with a pretty good 6.74-inch AMOLED display. It is a massive 5500 mAh battery and the battery life of this phone is also really good. It also has dual stereo speakers which are pretty loud and also has a good haptic engine. Now this is my current setup. There are two lights on either side, battery is at 60% and there is an AC running in the background at 25 degrees and the room temperature is also 25 degrees. Let's check the temperature of the phone. On the front it's about 28 to 29 degrees and on the back it's about 28 to 29 degrees. Now I'll start the timer and play BGMI or Battlegrounds Mobile India. Let's look at the graphics. There's Ultra HDR graphics with ultra frame rate and smooth graphics with extreme plus frame rate. I'll be playing the game at the highest graphic settings, then switch to smooth and extreme plus frame rate. Now let's get into the game. By the way, when you're playing games, you can swipe from the edge for gaming assistant. From here you can do some basic stuff like blocking notifications or rejecting calls. Now back to the game. Guys, visuals are great, they are very detailed, colors look saturated but pleasing to the eye. Controls are also nice, but it can be smoother. I find it a little difficult to play. Let's switch to smooth graphics with extreme plus frame rate.
First point for the red team.
This time controls and response time are so much smoother. Game definitely feels much more playable now. Only when compared to the lower graphics, you'll realize how Ultra HDR was throttling the game control. For games like BGMI and Call of Duty, playing in the smooth graphics settings would be much better. Overall visuals and audio experience is great, but don't play in Ultra HDR settings, especially if you are in competitive gaming mode. For casual gameplay, you can play in high graphics with high frame rates, but try not to use Ultra HDR, which is the highest setting. It didn't give me any satisfaction while playing the game, but I have to say, visuals were really top notch. Now let's check the temperature. On the front it's fluctuating from 34 to 33 degrees, which is pretty okay. On the back side it's about 33 to 32 degrees, which is pretty good. As for battery, it came down to 51%. Now it's been 30 minutes since I've been playing this game and right now phone feels warm, almost negligible I would say, but this is an AC room so do keep that in mind. So for 30 minutes of gameplay, phone consumed 9% of battery, which is pretty good. Now for the heat test, I'll be taking pictures continuously using both front and rear cameras for 3 minutes and then check the temperature. Once again, we are in the same room with AC running at 25 degrees and room temperature is 25 degrees. Now I'll reset the timer and start taking pictures. Guys, capturing speeds are really fast. Now it's been 3 minutes, let's check the temperature. On the front it's about 41 degrees at the top and 35 at the bottom. On the back side it's fluctuating from 37 to 40 degrees and at the bottom it is 35. Now the phone feels hot but mostly due to the metal build, but the heat management is pretty good because even after 30 minutes of gameplay and heat test, it's not severely hot. Now I'll use the phone for a minute to see if there is any kind of throttling. By the way, I took 479 photos in 3 minutes. That just means it has very good capturing speeds. Guys, in my usage, there are no lags or no stutters in animations. Everything is pretty smooth, so there's no throttling going on. Other than BGMI, I have also played other games. Like these are the settings we can play in Genshin Impact: lowest, low, medium, high, highest. I will play in the highest graphic settings. It says it's overclocked. Now I'll show you the visuals. Visuals definitely look amazing. But in the highest graphic settings, there is a bit of throttling or there is a bit of lag, I would say. At least it's not the smoothest. In medium graphic settings, game works really well and the controls and visuals are also pretty smooth. So for this game, don't play it directly in the highest graphic settings. If you really want it, you have to cut down in other settings. So guys, to conclude, this is definitely a great gaming phone, but obviously not the best in the price segment. It is a very well balanced phone. It's got a good build, good display, good cameras, great software support, and finally good performance as well. With that said, if you're looking for a gaming centric phone, you should consider the Poco F6 or the iQOO Neo 9 Pro. As for this phone, it's still pretty good considering the overall package. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let us know by commenting below this video. With that said, this is Nikhil signing off.